Hey Dan, this week we saw Devon Donaldson kind of rotate a little bit with John Campbell. Coach talked a little bit about Campbell's progress. I'm just wondering, with Donaldson, where his level of play is. Obviously, when the guy goes to the bench, he's maybe not playing the best he should. Can you talk about that and where the offensive line is after 7 weeks?
Yeah, John Campbell's been doing a good job. Been working very hard, been practicing better. And then, Navon had kind of struggled the last couple games, and so we just felt it was be best if we started getting John in there a little bit. Maybe Navon was playing too many snaps, or help him a little bit from a conditioning standpoint. But we switched him every series, and John did a really good job Saturday.
I'm also curious, obviously, not having Jeff in the offense this past week, the way that maybe affected the passing game a little, some of the adjustments you had to make, if you could speak on that, and maybe the play of some of the guys that got more opportunities. D. Wiggins obviously played a lot more. What your thought of the receiver play was this week?
We thought it was pretty good. We were running the ball well. So we were mixing it up, and you're right, other guys got opportunities, but not having Jeff was, really he didn't play much against Virginia in the second half either. I think he only played 3 snaps in that second half of that game. So, when guys aren't there, there's opportunities for other guys. I did think D. Wiggins played very well. He had a drop on a route, in the red zone. But other than that, I thought he ran a tremendous route in that post. Separated, made a catch on that, and he just continues to get better. D. Wiggins does, and we're very excited about his future. KJ continues to battle and do things, very, very well. Mark Pope, had a drop, but we like him. We like how he's progressing, continuing to play more. So we thought that those guys played good. I think we didn't make as many of those 50-50 plays as we wanted to. Obviously, I think that hurt us a little bit in the red zone, but certainly I think we're pleased with their effort and how they're progressing.
Dan, talk a little bit about the way Pittsburgh gets after the quarterback and how that's impacting your game planning as you move forward this week.
Yeah, I've worked with Pat Narduzzi for 5 or 6 years. I think I worked with him and very familiar with his work. He's an outstanding coach. He does a really good job of creating pressure with his system. So they've got good personnel. They're very well coached, and obviously that's a good combination to have for Pittsburgh. But they have a good blitz package. They do a good job on third down, creating one-on-one matchups, and they've got good players doing it. So Pat does a really good job.
Does it make you, obviously without specifically talking about how you might counteract that, does it make you look into different adjustments and things that you might have to make to protect the quarterback?
Yeah, I think every week you have to adjust to the schematics, the blitz patterns you're going to see, the fronts you're going to see, who their players are. If they have a player mismatch against one of your players, and that's the constant. That's the great thing about coaching, is that goes into every game plan, and certainly we'll have to do that this week.
Dan, I wanted to ask you about on Saturdays, DJ Dallas goes out. How much does the game plan shift? And then your thoughts on how Cam Harris responded playing number
Well,
one?
it obviously didn't shift much. Cam rushed for I think 100 and some yards, and we knew we were going to have to run the football against this defense, and that was the plan going in. And I thought Cam did a really good job. He had some big runs, had some big plays. He missed a couple cuts, which you're going to expect from a guy that hasn't played a bunch, But we were really happy with how he played. Thought he handled it very well, protected the football, got north for most of the time. Like I said, there was a couple things in there that we got to fix, because I think we missed some couple more opportunities for some explosive runs because we missed a hole, missed a cut, and that's just about our landmark, and where our eyes were, So, but we were happy with him. I think he's a good football player, and I think as we move forward, Robert Burns' role is going to increase a little bit as well. And he's a different style runner. He's a physical guy that can get north. So, obviously losing DJ hurts. That guy's a playmaker. He does so many different things within the pass game, protection-wise, and then obviously he's a really good running back. So, that one hurt, but we were really happy with how Cam responded.
Dan, I wanted to ask you about Brevin Jordan this game. Obviously, it's a big weapon for you guys. Teams are giving more and more attention. The bracketing, I guess they were trying to to make sure he can get open. How do you sort of counteract that with a guy like him?
Well, no one's really bracketed him. He had an opportunity for a corner route. He stumbled on it early in the game. And then other than that, we were running the ball. He's a great blocker. So, just because he doesn't catch a bunch of passes doesn't mean he's not being an effective player for us. He's a tremendous blocker. And to be quite honest with you, we've had to use him a lot in protections. That's one thing about what we've had to do. We've had to scale back a little bit on some of our more 5 and 6 man protections because we're trying not to put people at risk. So obviously Brevin's going to be involved in some of those that way, which will I think decrease a little bit of some of the opportunities he'll get in the passing game. But certainly we're going to continue to try to find ways to get him the football. But he blocked tremendously Saturday and did a great job.
You said Robert Burns' role will increase. Is that only if DJ is out, or do you envision using 3 running backs?
Well, it depends. I don't know how the game's going to go. I don't know how DJ's going to be. So obviously we got to get the other guy ready to roll.
Couple more questions.
We haven't asked you about Nkosi yet. I want to ask you specifically, I guess the one big mistake he made, obviously, on the sack fumble. What kind of happened on that play? And then I guess your overall thoughts on how he handled the rest of the day.
Well, the right tackle was supposed to block the edge blitzer, so that was really the big mistake on the play. But Nkosi added to the mistake by, I think he was more startled that the guy was free because he wasn't supposed to be free, and he kind of froze for just a second. Instead of, what we teach on that is that we were throwing a screen pass into the boundary. The back did a great job, DJ blunting the blitzer and then releasing. We would have had actually a very big play. We had a missed assignment, and so Nkosi kind of froze. Instead of trying to scramble to the side of the screen, bind another tick or two away from the free rusher and throw the ball away or complete it, and then obviously made a huge mistake in not protecting the football. And but I think more than anything, he was not expecting that player to be free, and he ended up being free. And that's just one of those moments you got to have a plan as a quarterback, and he didn't have a plan, and put us in a hole early.
And just, I guess to follow up, how he played the whole game. So just how he
played a good game, solid. He was watching the rush a couple times and missed some. We had some open receivers and chances for big plays. He was watching the rush a little too much. Again, it's tough to criticize a guy too much that has a separated shoulder and comes back in the game. I mean, I can't express enough the admiration that I have for his courage and his competitiveness and toughness. And I'm not seeing that very much in my career. A guy that went through the hit he went through, the injury that he had, and there he was playing, took off and scrambled one time. So that a guy's looking at the rush, I can't really, fault Nkosi too much, other than the fact that he was playing with an extreme amount of pain, trying to win a game for his team. And that type of courage, that type of competitiveness, I have the utmost respect for guys that do that. And we'll live with a couple of mistakes that he made, but he gave our team a chance to win. And proud of him the way he competed and the way he handled that injury like that. That's big stuff right there, in my opinion. Yes.
Last question for Coach.
Dan, will Nkosi be okay enough with the separated shoulder to play this game? And also, I want to know how Jaren's doing physically.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I can't. That's up to our doctors and medical team to establish that. And then and again, Jaren, I think he's coming along great. He went in when he went in the game. He did a really nice job. That's a tough situation for him to go in as well. Thought he handled it very well. And last night in practice, he looked really good. So we'll see how this week unfolds. But I think we're hoping and keeping our fingers crossed that both guys will be available for us.
Great.
Thank you.